Hi, I'm Didunoluwa Obilanade, and I'm here with Forslund, who is the CEO and starter of Heart Aerospace. Thank you very much for your presentation today. I've just got a few questions for you, if that's okay. So firstly, what do you think are the main design challenges with achieving electric regional air travel?
Oh, there's many. I think obviously range, it's not as much of a challenge, but as a constraint. It sort of constrains the market where we're at. Cost is a challenge to keeping the cost down, and that's really where we want to compete. So making sure that we have that. But from a design perspective, it's mostly that an aircraft is an inherently complex product, right? It has all of these different components, and there's a vast supply chain, and it's one of those things where only one thing needs to be delayed. It's like the weak link of the chain. Only one thing needs to be delayed for the entire program to be delayed. So that's something that I'm really aware about, and it's something that's very pressing right now for the company.
Great, thank you for that. Also, so why did you move back to Sweden from the Silicon Valley?
So Gothenburg is, first of all, I mean, it's one of the capitals of the world of electromobility. We have the Volvo cars are here, and Volvo Group as well. There's the Pulsar car being designed here as well. There's the university. So there's a good breeding ground for all this. There's a lot of infrastructure for electromobility. But also, it's actually, we're close to the early market, which was in Norway, and also that we didn't want to, there's not much, like if you're in Silicon Valley, you're just one of 100, right? And here you can sort of grow in this sort of a little bit more protected environment. And ultimately, it's also, what we ended up doing is we end up flying people or moving people over here from all over the world to join our company. So it's sort of like we just have to pick a spot. And people kind of like the quality of life in Sweden. So I think people have not been too hard to convince to come move here, which has been really good for us.
That's great, that's great. And to you, what is the importance in coming to and presenting at conferences like ICED?
No, I think it's a lot of fun for me because I was part of this when I was a PhD student 8 years ago. It's obviously a great honor to come and give a keynote. And I mean, I think a lot about design engineering in my practical work, and I think it's super important stuff. It's like a toolkit to actually make a difference, so I think it's also, if we can attract people that are thinking about this stuff in the same way that I am, that's really good as well.
Awesome, fantastic. And finally, to all the budding entrepreneurial engineers out there who have solutions for the aerospace industry, do you have any tips to them on how to kick off their own startups?
Yeah, sure. And I think, first of all, if you're like an engineer and design engineer, you should actually, there's a lot of MBAs that are want to start startups, but actually if you're a technical founder, then that's something that actually a lot of investors are looking for. It's something that will be it's correlated a lot to a lot of success. So I think that's really important. But my advice would be find something that you're passionate about, take the opportunity to learn all the stuff. If you're in the university, to learn the different tools that are out there. Dip your toes in many disciplines, immerse yourself in that. I'm certainly not an expert in many of the things that we're doing, but I have enough of expertise to be an informed leader, I think. Find the right people. Like I've walked a mile in many shoes, and I know where my limits of my knowledge is, and when I find somebody that's better than me, I can identify them, which is really important.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time, and hope you have a great rest of the conference.
Great. Thank you.